Well, again, it's kind of been the story of our season. Very disappointing finish to a disappointing season. I tell you, today I didn't think we had a great week of practice. Enthusiasm was down, and you go into week 3 and 8, and you reach the last week of the season, and that's the first week all year that our dauber's been down. And I think the grind of the season finally caught up to us. And I say that, I said it in press conference, I've never had this record before during a season, but the season's gone by fast just because of the attitude of our football team. And so we came out, we had very uninspired play in the first half, uncharacteristic of our team, not talking about the turnovers, the missed tackles, giving up a deep ball, things of that nature. We just played with no enthusiasm whatsoever. And I had to go in there and challenge the guys at halftime, not about the score, just about the way we approached the first half of the ball game. And to their credit, I thought we played a really good second half. And I'm proud of them for answering that challenge. That shows me that our coaches are doing the right things as far as character development and things of that nature. So I guess when you're 3-9 and you have 11 and a half quarters where you do play inspired ball and one half where you don't play inspired ball, I guess that ain't too bad. But again, we gave up some big plays. We had there, to me, in the third quarter, we scored on the opening drive and got a stop, and then we had that interception. If we go down now, we cut the lead down to 2 scores early in the third quarter. But you make your own breaks, but golly, man, we had 2 onside kicks that we were inches away from when we recovered them, but we're inches away from getting them. They probably had 3 or 4 fumbles that bounced right to them. Again, it wasn't our day, it wasn't our season. Very indicative of how things have gone. So, with that being said, you guys fire away.
It was the lead that happened, but even Kamali and Janowski both talked about they wanted to make sure that they played hard in the second half to leave it on the field like they did.
Yeah, and they did, and I say it. I'm proud of the effort, and again, you got to be very careful when you got very few seniors on your team. You're relying at key spots on a bunch of young players that, I know we're in week 12, but still, they're still pups, and I think the grind of the season wears on those freshmen. You think about a freshman, he's probably the best player on the high school team, and maybe not have to practice hard all the time. And you get to this level, and you got to come out and bring your A game every single day. So once you played about 4 games, to them, that's a whole season. And so from that standpoint, I wanted to make sure that we finished with great enthusiasm, and they're right, they did. They went out and played a lot better there in the second half from that standpoint.
Still, it's tough to fall behind like you did.
Oh, well, there's no question. We don't. One thing that hurt us today, very indicative. We've been a good pass pro football team, and their D-line kind of took it to us today. We had to make some adjustments at halftime. Had to get our back a little more involved in the protection, and I thought we protected better in the second half. But there in the second quarter, they handed us our lunch, and from that standpoint, that made it very difficult to move the football.
Prospects for next year are good. You're returning quarterback. Most of your running backs come back. All but one senior receiver comes back. 2 on the offensive line, I think, were seniors. So, you got a lot of production. Top-ranked offense, top-ranked quarterback as far as yards and things like that come back next year.
Yeah, we do. We got to get better on defense, and that's been the Achilles heel since we've been here. And I get people in the grocery store and places like that, and first off, you listen to those guys, you'll be in the grocery store in the stands with them. But defense is a high priority for us, and it has been. Every good team I've ever had, we've won with defense, and we got to get better on that side of the ball. So we got to find some ways to get more production, get more stops, and then offensively, we got to do a better job of running the football. That's something that we for the first time in Cali in a long time in my coaching career, we just couldn't run the ball when we needed to. So we got to go back and find some ways to be able to do that better.
Coach, you ever remember back when you played your last game?
Yeah.
What a day like today?
Oh well, I know. I remember we got beaten double overtime by the North Alabama Lions at their place. And it was a foggy, eerie day. They were number 1 in the country, and we were 10-1, and their only defeat was they had beat us early in the year, and we were ranked in the top 5, and they beat us in double overtime. So I remember it vaguely. And these seniors, didn't go out the way they wanted to, but they're going to be better people for it. I mean, they're going to be better people just by being a student athlete. And if people don't understand the demands on their time, and if you can make it 4 or 5 years in college and play ball at a high level and take care of your schoolwork, you're ahead of a lot of other people just from the discipline standpoint. So proud of those guys. I told them yesterday, they're like my own family, my own children, and it's always very emotional, when you see those guys. They go to a different status with you now. And I got my boy Ty over there who'll be 15 here this summer. So I couldn't imagine when he graduates from high school how emotional I'll be. I'm an emotional guy. So so from those guys, I appreciate their effort.